these young people climbing the walls, or these children in Sheikh Jarrah who are engaged in nonviolent resistance across from their house. Their house was taken over by settlers, and so they live in a tent on the street. Lubna works with these families regularly in East Jerusalem, and this is, they do this every week. Every Friday at 3 o'clock you will find them on the street with internationals protesting. We in Bethlehem also engage in a lot of acts of nonviolent resistance. The last Palm Sunday, we tried to get to Jerusalem. We said, we Christians and Muslims want to get to Jerusalem. You cannot stop us from getting to Jerusalem. So we actually walked into the gate at the wall, and we had donkeys with us and horses, because Jesus on Palm Sunday before Easter rode on a donkey into Jerusalem, right? We had palm leaves. And we tried to walk into Jerusalem. 150 of us walked in. Thank you. And we managed to get 300 meters inside, beyond the wall, before the Israeli army gathered enough forces to start arresting and beating the people. This shows the first 2 arrests they made. They arrested this man, and they arrested his donkey. They actually kept the donkey for 5 weeks in jail because the donkey does not have a permit to enter Jerusalem. which gives me a notion to tell you, these are my documents, by the way. I carry an Israeli ID card in green. I carry a magnetic card, also Israeli issued ID card. These 2 do not allow me to enter Jerusalem. I carry what's called a Palestinian passport, a useless document really. It also does not allow me to enter Jerusalem. I have this document that is a Jordanian issued document that's important for me to cross from the West Bank to Jerusalem. To come to Stuttgart, I cannot go directly to the airport and fly like normal people. I have to go to Jordan, which adds another day to travel. And this also does not help me get into Jerusalem. Guess what? I even have an American passport because I lived in the United States for many, many years. This document does not allow me to enter Jerusalem. An American Jew can come and live in Jerusalem and steal my land and live on my land in Jerusalem, but I, as a Palestinian American, is not allowed to use this document to enter Jerusalem. They even stamped in the middle of it, it says that basically this guy is a Palestinian and he has an ID card, and that's his ID card number. Here in Hebrew says here's his ID card, and so he's not allowed into Jerusalem. All of these 5 documents do not allow me to enter Jerusalem. I need a special permit to enter Jerusalem. But I did enter Jerusalem. I won't tell you how. two times. Now, we in Beit Sahur, my village, are very proud to say that the international solidarity movement was born in my village of Beit Sahur, the Shepherd Field. It was born out of the fact that the Palestinians of Beit Sahur asked for international support, and because of our connection to tourism industry, and we got international support throughout our history. From the 1980s uprising until today. But in December 2000, the people of Beit Sahur invited internationals and Israelis to join us in a demonstration to go to the military camp in Beit Sahur. And they entered the camp and actually raised a Palestinian flag, you can see here, on top of the Israeli military watchtower in the military camp. So this was such an empowering event that people met after that. And it was people like Ghassan Indoni from Beit Sahur, George Rishmawi also from Beit Sahur, Neta Gulan, an Israeli woman who was very active and still is very, very active, and an Italian woman, Luisa Morgantini, who became Vice President of the European Parliament. These people sat down together and decided to form what became known as the International Solidarity Movement. And it was born in Beit Sahur and had its headquarters in Beit Sahur for many years and then moved to Ramallah. This ISM, or International Solidarity Movement, was important for things like defending the Church of Nativity. In my humble opinion, without the ISM people going into the church would have been continuously bombarded more and more. And so the ISM people protected it. And of course, the Free Gaza movement, as you know, and the ships all spring from this international support. And as Haidar said, this is what we want you to do, to support what we Palestinians are doing regularly with nonviolent resistance, popular resistance, other kinds of actions. In Bil'in, as you know, they do innovative acts of resistance every week. When the film Avatar came out, the people of Bil'in dressed as the people of Pandora and went out demonstration. Some internationals lost their lives, including an American woman named Rachel Corrie, 23 years old. I knew her actually. She was from Olympia, Washington, but her parents are from North Carolina, where I lived for many years. So people continue to resist. This is me being dragged by the Israeli army in Al-Walaja, one time arrested and another time in Al-Walaja. I show the picture on the upper left-hand side here because Israeli soldiers are here. This is in a village called Al-Masara, and this is a fence that they put to prevent the villagers from getting to the street and to their lands. As I said, my family is Palestinian Christian. This gentleman here, Musa Abu Maria, is from Beit Ummar. He's Muslim. Oops. And this gentleman, his name is Shai, and he's Jewish Israeli. So we have three religions represented on this side of the fence, and we have one system represented on the other side of the fence. I think this illustrates what our problem is. And Haidar mentioned boycotts, divestments, and sanctions as the key way that you can help us. Each one of you can help us by engaging in these actions, just like with South Africa, to try and pressure, primarily a moral pressure on the Israeli intellectuals, elites. It was not, by the way, the economic pressure that brought South Africa apartheid down. It was the moral pressure. It was the fact that the white elites in South Africa, every time they went to Europe, they faced signs that says Free South Africa and Apartheid. So we now need to say Free Palestine and Apartheid, boycotts, divestment, and sanctions. And that's what you can help us with. Thank you very much for listening.